Welcome to
Stays Crunchy and Milk.
If you have any questions or comments, we have multiple ways we can be reached.
Around?
That is one of the ways. Twitter is, of course, the best way for those of you that need instant gratification in this millennial-based world. And, of course, the show's Twitter feed is at Skimpod. That's Skimpod. For the more patient amongst you, which is none of us, let's be honest, the email address for the show is podcast@stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Crunchy again, being spelled with a K. We're also available via Apple Podcast, something I've never heard of, Stitcher Radio. Are any of you still using that shit? TuneIn Radio, whatever the fuck that is, I couldn't tell you. Google Play, I've heard of that. I don't use it, but if you do, thank you. Spotify, now that one I use, so find us on there. I know we're on there. And of course, at the website, stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Now I ask that you please rate, review, subscribe, and share the show, because honestly, I don't do that shit. And I need someone to pick up my slack. Now, I hear that there is a group of people here that collectively discuss music, and they provide for you, yes you, a pod called Cast. It's a musical discussion show built on a hip-hop foundation, which seems to be what makes the musical world turn these days, and I hear it's pretty swell. Our personal Twitters are Tatum216, Lunchbox2099, The Real ODP, and your host, Internet's Tasty Tayrell713.
When I'm like on the road or whatever.
It's usually way more than that.
Well, when I'm driving around, I usually get, because they sell them for like 2 for $4 everywhere at like Walgreens. So when I'm on vacation or whatever, I usually snack some.
It sounds not as wet as it usually is.
What you get?
Okay, the chicken and cheddar.
Okay. I ain't been to Popeyes in a minute. Have to slide through there. Oh, what's the good party, people? Stay Search Milk episode 295. Yeah, that close to 300. I too was shocked, but then I got the email from the website today saying, "Hey man, it's about time to pay for your website, ain't it?" So it kind of put me, kind of refocused the whole energy. I'm here with the cohorts. Lunchbox 2099.
I'm not sick anymore. Just mentally.
Well, you know, hey, what are you gonna do? My man Tatum 216 with the malt.
Hello.
They do look delicious.
I've had a malt in a long time.
Alright. I feel like no one but you appreciates them.
No.
Like, I fuck with them, but I never hear, you know what I'm saying? I feel like only you and I don't know, Box, I don't know, did you have an opinion about malts?
I like them.
Alright.
The dude that was in front of me behind me.
Sorry.
Okay.
I was gonna say, I liked Whoppers when I was a kid.
Oh.
Yeah, the guy behind me got a malt as well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he heard me. I was like, oh yeah, malt. But the dude had to open up the malt can.
It's time to tap the resources.
Yes.
As always, we're in our home, wait for home, our comfy abode of 200 Public Square. Doing the dang thing. And I figured I would start you off.
What is our home away from home now? My basement?
That's home. I don't even call it away from home. This is the home away from home. Your home is home. Counts. In the clutch, like some shit went down, and I had to come somewhere, I could come to you, man. Not that I couldn't come to you, but I'm saying, you closer.
You're closer, yeah. I'm almost in another county.
Foreigner.
Hot-blooded.
Check it and see. So, as we get nearer to Endgame, I've been in the midst of a Marvel rewatch. And what I've come to understand is movies that I had thought poorly of, or like, these weren't as good as these other ones, are actually kind of phenomenal because of how much stuff they sprinkled in them leading up to all these other ones. Like how this long
Almost
game.
as if they had a plan.
For sure. And also just in general, I think maybe just watching them tighter together has made it like a funner kind of situation, you know? There is no waiting, just the next night, I go ahead and I watch another one. I doubled up Monday night because I did both Guardians because I was like, one, I got a day behind. Because I'm trying to watch one at a time until the night I go see Endgame.
What are you doing in a specific order?
Mm-hmm. Remember that picture I sent you?
Yeah, I was just about to say, did you do it in the order in which they told you to?
Yeah. So
besides Captain Marvel.
Yeah, and that's because, like I said, I'd seen Captain Marvel so recently that I kind of ticked it off the list as having watched it already. Because this is like the second movie on the list, as a matter of fact.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's the first? Iron Man?
Yeah, first Avenger. Yeah.
You mean that
Captain America?
Captain America.
Yeah. Or is it Iron Man? Well, you say that.
So, with that being said, have you guys watched any of the Looper or accompanying videos of like what you may have missed from watching Avengers?
No,
I haven't done that with Looper for Marvel, but I did it with Game of Thrones the other day.
Okay.
Nice.
So, what'd you guys think of that first episode?
Oh,
There was a lot of like Spider-Man pointing at Spider-Man in that episode.
I was
For the people who don't know what that means, what do you think?
A lot of people haven't seen each other in like seasons.
Yeah.
Haven't seen each other since the first episode.
Yeah.
Like, and then you also learn how some of the characters have evolved.
Mm-hmm.
Like when the show first started, everyone looked at Sansa like, "You dumb little girl. The world is gonna eat you alive." Now she's like one of the most savage, like ruthless, intelligent people out there. The world has taught her some lessons.
The Lady of Winterfell, motherfuckers come to her first now, and like, oh man, can you believe your brother brought this blonde bitch home? That's some old black family shit, right?
Yes, you need to check your brother. He thinks with his dick.
So, I don't know. For one, it was rushed like a motherfucker. It's 57 minutes. We only got 6 episodes.
The last episode was like 1 hour and a half, right?
I don't even know.
If I'm not mistaken, it is.
But I'm like, damn it, man. It's like I get why you have to rush, but and also some said I'm happy John knows we straight up spoiling Game of Thrones. My apologies to you. Here is.
Are we going to?
Oh, I'm about to talk some stuff. Yeah.
Well, keep in mind we do have other stuff on the docket today.
In just a couple of seconds here.
All right.
I'm happy that John knows his parentage.
I was shocked though how quickly accepting he was of that.
Well,
I'm like, word? I'm a Targaryen? Oh shit! You mean my uncle had to be? Well, I guess yeah. I might be king now.
shit, I banged my aunt.
Who was his aunt?
Daenerys. She's the sister of his dad.
But he banged her?
He did bang her. Banged her in that episode. Dragons watched. Did it by a waterfall.
Okay.
We're led to believe.
Dragon like, yeah, I like it too, brother.
Yeah, that dragon's just staring at him like, what you about to do with my mama?
Cersei banging out Euron. Like, really, Cersei? You don't tell him to earn you, and you just gonna go bang him just because he got a smooth line? That's some trash, Cersei. I expect more of you.
The thought there, though, is she's doing it so that she can pin her pregnancy off on him, because otherwise she has no way, like, people go like, how'd you get knocked up? Who's the daddy?
Cersei ain't pregnant. Or we'll miscarry. I'm putting that out there. Because Maggie the Frog laid out her life and was like, you had 3, the king gonna have 20, gold will be their crowns, gold will be their shrouds, because they all gonna die. You ain't getting no more kids. So let's just straight up say, fuck the prophecy that they make such a big stink about it open season 5, episode 1. Let's say finally say, no. She is either not pregnant, going to miscarry, or going to die before she had that baby. So.
The Looper video I was watching was talking about how they think that, like, Tyrion and the dude with no balls are going to turn on Daenerys.
Varys? Man,
Yeah.
Varys been so pro that. Well, you know what? He's pro the Targaryen line.
Well, they were
and all we gotta
talking-
do is find out that Jon is a Targaryen. That's probably it.
Well, they were talking, like, how they were all up on the balcony there just watching down at, like, Jon and Daenerys talking about, like, how some things used to be
Oh
important.
yeah, young love and all that good shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, they were, like, kind of looking at it like, are we really that important to this? Like, how long before she turns on us and doesn't need us anymore?
That and like Sam finding out she murked out his family. I think it's actually. I feel like it's going to be revelatory to her as well as it was to him. I feel like she might be like, God damn, man. I guess there's some consequences to my actions, you know. But We'll see how that rolls out. But this Marvel shit, like I said, Revelation.
Did you find which one was supposed to be first?
Yeah, it was Cap. It was Cap. Yeah, I'll run you through the list just right quick. Anyway, we'll skip down. If you want to watch these in the order they suggest, Captain America: The First Avenger, Captain Marvel, Iron Man, Iron Man 2, Thor: The Incredible Hulk, Avengers, Iron Man 3, Thor: The Dark World, The Winter Soldier, both Guardians, Ultron, Ant-Man, Civil War, Black Panther, Spider-Man, and I feel like those two could be interchangeable, Black Panther, Spider-Man, because they all happen around the same time. Ant-Man the Wasp, Doc Strange, which I'm like, why is that there? I'll worry about its placement. Ragnarok, Infinity War, and then go into Endgame. I got 8 movies left. 8 days until it goes down. I'm on point right now as long as I can make it happen. So tonight's movie is Ant-Man.
I watched Ant-Man and the Wasp the other day on Netflix.
Yeah.
I saw it in theaters, but I rewatched it.
I was looking at the other day on Reddit. They have a Infinity box set coming out.
Yeah. The full kit and caboodle, all 22 movies about to be what y'all saying.
How much is that fucking thing gonna be?
I mean,
Probably at least like 600, right?
I don't know. Let's say like.
What do you think? 20? Say 20 a movie. So 5 movies is 100. Oh yeah, probably around 500. There'll probably be like special features and box stuff. Maybe I would say 5 or 6.
The Harry Potter 4K box set is 175, 180, I think. The price is you have to switch for me. I want to get it for Vanessa because she loved them Harry Potter movies, but I want to get it like 4K set up. And that's 8 movies or not?
It's 8.
Okay. Even though they doubled up the last one, it's still
It's 7.1 and 7.2.
There we go. All right, so and that's basically that's double that. So that seems about right. But who knows? Disney when they announced at Disney Plus at the player ass price they announced it at, I'm like, okay, I see you.
I always feel like that's the introductory price. Like that's how we get you all in for a year or two.
Yeah, because
exactly.
now Netflix is $12.
Yeah, and then the gouging is going to start.
Yeah, it's not even that. They what's that old adage? You know what I'm saying? A frog in a pot. They just slowly turn the heat up on you. That's all it is. they slowly turn the heat up on you. You know what I'm saying? You start with $6.99 and
get you in, make you love it, and then feel like you can't live without it.
Yeah.
Oh, that $8.99? That's $9.99 now.
Right. My mama hit me up yesterday. Was like, I saw Netflix went up in price because I guess she was using it, and I guess it was on the screen. It was like, you accept your new price in terms of like, really? Like, they emailed me 2 times. If I ain't quit you, Netflix, let it go, baby. You only went up $1. I'm not tripping off you.
Yeah, but Hulu went down too, $2.
Yeah.
And I find Hulu has been more beneficial to me than Netflix. Like Netflix used to be like surprise hits a couple times, like at least once a month or something good. I haven't had anything good to watch on Netflix other than like movies in almost a year. Like since
you watch the documentaries on there though.
Not recently. Last documentary I watched was like the Vietnam one. But they haven't been having anything. I've been watching like the Suge Knight documentary I watched on Showtime. The Mr. Rogers one was on HBO. The Neverland one was on HBO.
The Beyonce one's on Netflix.
Yeah, the Beyonce one that dropped today.
Yeah.
Which I think that's more concert footage.
It's behind the scenes of her Coachella performance from last year.
Yeah, I mean I can save that. I mean I love Beyonce, but I don't know. I had more pressing matters.
Yeah.
I got kicked out of Showtime today. I needed to finish up Billions, but that didn't happen.
Yeah. It's also good. Well, what do you want to do first? We're going to send Box up first, and then we'll hit that.
I'll try and make it quick.
So, somewhere on the internet, somewhere on Facebook, Box was like, no. Did you just send that to us directly? Either way, I came across Box saying he always had to get somebody's ass, and I was like,
oh, wow, okay.
I was like, ooh, content. So I just been waiting on Box to tell me this story.
That was Facebook. That means you were on the FBs for a minute.
Yeah. You know, I try to check. I don't use the app, but every now and then I open it up. Yeah. So.
Yeah. So, as we've discussed on our various shows, I've been doing keto. But actually, today would be a month.
Cool. Congratulations to it. Welcome to it.
Thank you. And I fucked up last week. I haven't been drinking because like a lot of alcohols and stuff high in carbs and whatnot. And last Saturday, some of my buddies, they have a friend who's a local independent wrestler. And he was involved in this tournament. It was like a 2-day thing. And they wanted to go on the Saturday, the second day. Because he made it through the first round on Friday. Which they knew ahead of time. So, yeah, it's a wrestling's predetermined for those who didn't know.
We literally had discussed it that night at Mania.
Yeah, so I was like, yeah, I had fun the last time, and I'll go again. So when I got to my buddy's place, like about an hour and a half before the show, they were all sitting around. There was a meme that was floating around with Monster Energy drinks, different colors. You put them together to form the Infinity Gauntlet.
That's pretty sweet.
They were sitting around in his living room with a pitcher with equal parts of 6 different monsters doing the Infinity Gauntlet, where they were combining the monster concoction with Freeze vodka. And so I looked up the nutritional facts on Freeze vodka, and it was like zeros, everything except for calories, which I was like, well, I'm good on that. So I was like, no carbs, nothing. I'm like, I can do this.
Yeah.
And all the monsters were 0 sugar. They were all, like the fake sugar carbs or whatever. The shit you shouldn't be drinking, but if you do it once every now and again, like, you won't die. So I was like, well, I'm going out with the boys. I got to get a little tuned up, I guess. So I took a mug, and I poured some of the monster concoction in it, and then I poured some Freeze into it, and I started drinking it. One, Freeze tastes like nail polish remover.
I was going to say, I've never heard of this brand.
It's low shelf.
Okay.
Low shelf is the name for it?
Low shelf is just where it sits when you go to buy it. And the monster is not good. So it was a terrible drink. And let me tell you, I haven't had alcohol in a month. I've been doing keto, so like my body has just been stripped of carbs. That shit hit me within 3 minutes. I kid you not. I was sitting there, and it was like an Ant-Man and the Wasp. This is truth serum. Because all of a sudden, I was just like, anyone could have asked me anything, and I would have given them a truthful answer. I was saying shit. I started texting people. Not like in a weird way. But like I was texting with some friends, and I was just like straight fucking with them. Like I wasn't holding back. The reservations were gone. So we get down to the show, and I started playing Pop-A-Shot up in the lobby for a minute because like they have like a camera upstairs where you can see down into where they do like the ring and the court area, and it hadn't started yet. So I played a game of Pop-A-Shot, and that opened up some youth to get the courage up to go play Pop-A-Shot because they were like, oh, we wanted to play, but we were just waiting on someone to play first because we didn't want to be the first ones.
We had to look cool.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, fuck it, go play, kids. 'Cause they were clearly like early 20s, you know. I'm not young anymore. So we go down the show, like I see on the TV that it's like about to start. So we head down there, and then I run into my barber and his friend that I went to the wrestling trivia with, and so I went over there. I ran across the auditorium or whatever we want to call it, gymnasium, and I gave her a hug and I dapped him up, and then we talked for a minute, and then I ran back to my friends because they were in the section where the dude like who we came to see, like his family and friends and shit were at. It was like the cheering section for that kid. So we went over there, and before I knew it, there were like Miller Lights put in my hand, and I looked at the Miller Lite can. It was only 3 carbs a can, so I was like, okay, this is tolerable.
Okay.
Like it was like 1 more carb than a Michelob Ultra, so I was like, okay, I can do this. And I was like getting into the show. Like the first match was between some gay dude and some dude who came out with pants that had Aztecs on it. He had a shirt that said "Make racism bad again," and he was vaping, but he was a heel. So I'm like, how's your shirt? It's like pro equality, but then you're the bad guy. I don't understand.
See, so bad he's good.
But so like
who's the gay wrestler? There's this gay wrestler I just learned about when I was in Boston.
His name is like Effie. I bought his pin for
like
$5.
It was a fire pin, a flames but it's the rainbow flag. Like it's all...
No, it was like a little thing of him.
Okay.
Like a caricature of him.
Yeah, the gay wrestler, I found out about it at PAX. They do a thing at PAX every year called PAX Rumble.
On his trunks, on his ass, it said Daddy.
Oh.
And, so it's funny because he was messing with my buddy when it came out. We were just, cheering and shit. And like, he yelled over my buddy, like, I may look like what you've Googled, but you can't have me. And I was just like, That was awesome. So like after the show, the one dude in our group, he bought his shirt and he had the dude autograph it, and then I bought a pin and we just told the dude how awesome he was and everything because he made it to the finals and he tapped out to our buddy, like their buddy, won the whatever title was. I don't know what fucking titles this thing has. So
the gym at that motherfucking spot's title.
Yeah, he won whatever title it was that they have. But at one point there was like a tag team match, and the heel team came out. And the one dude was like wearing like a mask, like kind of like a Kane on steroids, the horror flick mask. And then he had like a little short guy with him who had on a jean jacket with like a Misfits patch on it, and he had like black eyeliner on, like eye block around and shit. And they came over, and like I stood up, and like we all stood up, and like we were yelling at the dude, and he came over and he like started calling me fat. And like telling me to hit him, and I told him to come closer, and so we were just yelling at the dude, and they get in the ring, and like the Aztec guy from the first match came out and was hanging out with them. They were trying to cut a promo, and everyone was just boo, boo. It's like drowning them out so they couldn't hear, and like we were the ringleaders of it all. Like we were like 5 giant dudes, like because my buddy, I'm the second shortest of this group, and I'm 6'1". Like there's a lot of beef in our corner. There were 5 of us. A lot of beef in this corner. So everyone else is following suit with us. And so like the tag teams and they're trying to do their thing and they're getting mad because we're drowning them out. So then like they start yelling at us again to shut up and everything, and we just keep getting louder and louder. So then the dude insults me again from the ring. So I was like, all right, fuck you, dude. And like, cause I'm turned at this point. So like at one point after the match, the little Napoleon dude with the Misfits jacket comes over, and I go to stand up, and he reached out to like point his finger at me, and he ended up fucking clipping me in the forehead.
Oh wow!
Yeah, like actually touched me.
Just a mistake, but okay.
But at that point, I was just like, "You just fucking touched me," and the dude like he backed a couple feet away, said some shit that I couldn't hear, and then he left. Didn't come back after the show. Didn't see that guy. Everyone else breaking down the ring, doing fan signing shit. Did not see that little dude.
Wise man. Like,
yeah, I think he realized, like, I may have irritated him by calling him fat a couple times and then touching him.
Yeah, the roll was over.
Yeah. So, that was like what I meant was like, am I gonna have to fight some dude? Like, I wasn't really gonna hit the dude, but I was just gonna be like, bro, why'd you touch me? But while this was all going on, right? Yeah. I had a woman match with me on Bumble, and so I was super drunk, right? Arguing with wrestlers on the show, and then I'm also like running game in my pocket at the same time.
Pocket pimping.
I was multitasking like a motherfucker at this point. So like, we go to Barrio after the show, which Barrio sucks. I don't care what anyone says. It's overrated as all hell. The worst guac I've ever had in my life. It was so flavorless. It was like someone just like I could have cut up an avocado and put it in a bowl. They did nothing.
Some salt, some lime, people. We need something,
dude. It was. Bro, the dude in front of me bought a side of guac for the chips, and then he took one bite and wouldn't eat it. I ended up eating the whole thing.
Yeah, it's a good fat.
It was a good fat for me, but it was terrible tasting. It was not good guac. Yeah. But anyway, so like I'm looking at her profile.
On the side note, are you good at picking avocados now?
I would just buy the bag and then like I put it in the fridge and then I pull one out so it ripens for a day or two and then I eat it.
All right.
Yeah, because the fridge seems to slow it down so that like I don't have all 5 be ripe at the exact same moment.
All right.
I learned that trick 2 weeks ago.
Fair enough.
But anyway, so like I'm looking at her profile, and because I like when she matched with me, I don't really look at and read everyone's shit.
Yeah.
I'll sometimes I'll glance and do a little read. Like if I see like, oh, I'm a follower of God, or I love going to church on Sundays, or something like that, I swipe left because I'm like, I'm not even going to entertain this if we match.
Yeah.
So I don't, but I do that. It's like a skim job. So like when I was kind of like, we were all super drunk. Like I was at Barrio and I did not feel well at this point. Like I had stopped drinking. I'd passed on 2 beers were placed in front of me. I knew I couldn't do anymore. Yeah. So like I started looking at her profile. And it was like, oh, divorce, dog mom, third shifter. And then I get down to a line that says BDSM. And I was just like, wait a minute, is that what I think it is? So I go to Google and I'm like, oh shit, that is what I think it is. And then, like, I haven't messaged her back. Not because that scared me off, but, like, I was drunk and then I went and crashed on my buddy's couch. And I kind of forgot about it until this moment. But it was like, I felt like at the time a key part of the story where it was like, I could have gotten a girl to spank me probably.
Or maybe she wants to be spanked.
That too.
Yeah, we gotta find out which side of that equation she wants to be on.
Yeah, you just can't be throwing that out there. Like, you need to represent which side are you on when you say that kind of stuff.
Most of I feel like most time people wouldn't they? They'd probably be like,
yeah, that kind of makes
you
me
mean
feel
like she left it open to interpretation?
Yeah, that's not fucking good. Like, if you're like you said, say if you're
yeah, it was almost sprinkled in there, like she tried to hide it in the cliff notes.
And it's probably maybe she's into some light stuff, you know what I'm saying? And or maybe if you want to get your butt spanked, she would be down to swatted a couple times. I don't know, but
yeah. And then like I've had another one trying to talk to me, and then another woman like she matched with me like 2 months ago, never said anything to me. The match like vanished, and then I'm like driving to bowling yesterday, and then it's like, oh, so and so has rematched you, and then I'm just like, okay, well, is she gonna say something this time or not? Because like the timer's been counting down and she ain't said nothing. So like, why did you rematch with me if you're still not gonna say nothing to me?
Are you on Hinge?
I have it. I don't like go on it a ton, but I have it.
I always keep on hearing Hinge is better than some of the other ones because of the questions and stuff they ask.
It is more in depth. I will say that. But like like I told T, like I don't really like I just like I said I don't really read a shit ton because like. These apps are hard for me to get interested in people for real.
Yeah.
So like Bumble is like it's got a quick little bio and then like some pictures and it's a left or right. Hinge is like more like you got to read like 6-7 paragraphs. You got to look at some pictures. Then you got to decide if you want to send a like on something like. And then the problem I was having with Hinge is like it auto set it to like have my radius at like 100 miles or some shit.
Too
so
far.
I was getting people from Detroit, Ontario, Canada. And it's like flooded with people that are like nowhere fucking near me. So like I'm just like, why am I going through this if like everyone who comes up is like not accessible? Like I'm not about to swim across Lake Erie to go talk to you.
you think you could
I tried to change it, but it didn't update.
No, I mean, what I was going to ask is, you think you could give us, like, probably our patrons, like a real solid explanation and breakdown of these apps? Look, I mean, we are all a bunch of, like, you know, people with people, so it's like we don't know these things, and this world seems so weird, and I really want to understand it. Like, I get the gist of it, but I really would like a technical breakdown of shit, because I'm a technical kind of dude.
Well, I think if anybody should do it, it should be you with your girl's permission.
Oh, Jesus Christ, I never want to be near a fucking dating app. But
Yeah, but that's the thing. We need somebody more objective to look at it.
It might help you to understand what it is that you keep trying to force on me. Because you keep telling me I should do it.
I have, in fact,
But I'm saying, doesn't that sentence make sense though? Like,
our last
you keep telling me to
conversation
do
about
this, and like, but then you don't even know what it is you're telling me to
Our
do.
last conversation about this, you said, I'm not doing this shit to you no more. And I said, I'm not going to ever discuss it with you again. And then your ass got back on that shit. I'm like, you motherfucker. Why would you drag me back into this world?
What are you talking about? I was never off of it.
No, we had a discussion. You were
That we want to talk about it no more.
Yeah, and you were very much like,
I didn't want to talk at that point about one specific person.
yeah, I'm never bringing that person up. That is never my point. What I want to know, like I said, what I want to know about is,
But that was why I said that. It was like a kid throwing a temper tantrum.
yeah, well, I didn't know that. So I was like, I'm not fucking.
Come on,
I'm
man.
not-
You know how bad of a shape I was in there for a while.
I know, but again, I was like, I'm never going to say who you should talk to anymore about any of that shit. Just in general, I need to back up off that shit because it's your world. But I do want to know how these apps work because I'm a dude who likes apps.
And as a dude who likes apps, you'll probably be more objective of it. I think, like, even if you not catfish per se, because that would be maybe that should be like honestly in your head, or like, hey, I'm a guy who's interested in these apps and these apps only.
Just go on there and write looking for friends.
We were just talking. Me and us were just talking about.
I've seen some profiles like that. It's like
the episode of Master of None.
We're just new to the area and looking for people to know.
Well, yeah, the episode of Master of None where our partner Nanchala was like, "Nah, I'm on here just to hang out and make friends. What are you talking about?"
Yeah, maybe you could do a couples thing on there. But like I said, I think as the person who's more interested in apps and is more of a investigator throughout life period, maybe that should be something you can look at.
In general, maybe it's just something I can read about if I go, whatever. And there's probably some YouTube videos or something about it. I can just go look into it. So, but Whatever.
Well, the last thing I'll say about it before we get off the subject is, if I had to tell you though, I think you don't truly understand how much effort you have to put in for so little return on those things, because it's really easy to think that like someone can go on there. I would say men in particular, where I could go on there and match with a bunch of different people, but that's not the reality.
Yeah.
I can not match with someone for 2 weeks, and I'm still flicking left and right.
Yeah.
I get like, because let's be honest, I'm not like, I'm a good person. I'm not ugly, but I'm not generally the type of person where someone is like, yeah. I'm like, I don't fit a lot of people's like broad niches.
Okay.
So like for me, I don't get that kind of play where like I'm matching with 7 people a day or some shit like that, and it's just firing. Like I could not, like I said, not talk to someone for 2-3 weeks on there.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's like so fruitful, you know.
All right.
Whereas like women, dudes will throw their dick at anything.
They really will.
Yeah, without like, but I'm not that type of guy.
I know,
but
right.
there are some dudes who will just go on there without ever even looking at anyone's picture, just hit right, and then fish out or what, and they'll throw the same piece of dynamite at every single thing that hits.
Well, there you go. You got a little bit of a boxer, almost beating up a wrestler, but not really. And
I could have though.
And a little dating app, Tasty Taste, for those of you out there. If you're out the world of dating apps, I'm not saying to holler at my man box. I mean, you can holler at my man box if you want to. You slide them DMs. I mean, you'll get a yay or a nay either way. So, but just in general, you have some notions about the dating app world. You're like, I'd like to share this information with these fellas. Please do. You know where we at. And yeah, every episode except for the last one should have some information about how to get at us. So, actually, it will be the one before this one. Which startled me. So, last time we did this, it was just me and Andy. Now we got Box in the building, and I'm very excited to once again play Oh Florida.
Or Gabe, I like Gabe's new name for Oh Flo. I thought that was pretty good.
Now, is it gonna be different questions? Because I'll tell you, I did listen to last week's episode.
Yeah, it's different every time.
Yeah, I chuckled too because when you said the one about the flipping the car over, I knew that because I saw the news report.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, it was on my Instagram. That's what, okay. So, woman whacks half-naked attacker with baseball bat. You better be glad I didn't have a gun. Is the quote from that?
I would say Ohio.
Florida.
Okay, you're right. That was a Florida story. Okay, man accused of using squirt gun to shoot his urine at woman while walking her dog.
He was walking her dog?
No.
Man. Oh, walking his dog. Okay. I'm going to go with Florida.
Ohio.
That was a Florida story. All right.
What made you go Florida on that one?
I just felt like, who around here is walking dogs?
A lot. There's a ton of dogs out yesterday. It was because it was reasonably warm out.
And South Euclid, like where, like there's a dog park. Like, it's so many people live in that area just to be near the dog park.
Lakewood Dog Park. The beach has a dog park area now, so yeah, there's a lot of dogs parked there.
All right.
That's why I can vote. That's why I went with Ohio.
This one is a tricky one. Man swings iguana over head by tail, flings at restaurant manager and cops.
I'm going Florida.
Whereas, just because it has a lizard in it, I'm flipping to Ohio. I feel like it might have been an Edowinking lizard. Where'd you get a lizard from?
Yeah, to get to iguana from.
Yeah.
That's pretty keen insight. So which one? So
I'm saying Ohio.
I said Florida.
that Ohio man swings iguana overhead.
Man.
Wait. Was it in Ohio though? He could be an Ohio man, but it could have happened somewhere else.
It was in Painesville.
Okay.
At a Perkins restaurant.
See, I went with Florida just because of the climate for the iguana.
Okay.
Now the better question is, where did the iguana come from? He just bring it. He keep that iguana on him.
His emotional support iguana.
I guess so. All right. Church apologizes for Easter lesson encouraging kids to hit and spit on pastors.
Florida?
Florida.
Ohio.
Damn.
Man.
It's a good game.
What church was that?
It was a church in Columbus. An Ohio church has apologized for an Easter lesson in which a pastor encouraged students to slap, cut, and spit on him. He must have liked getting spit on.
Wait, cut? Like,
Yeah.
like knife him?
I
Damn.
guess so.
What kind of kinky shit is this dude into?
This was in a church near Columbus, Ohio, on Monday. Here we go.
Yo, Oh Florida is the gift that keeps on giving, and I'm very happy with it. I loved it. That's what I was saying yesterday. We were in a meeting yesterday, and I'm like, you could be a game designer, man.
Maybe this will help, though, bridge the gap in your mind on how terrible Florida is when we realize that we have our own warts.
Oh, right.
Well, only one of those things happened near Cleveland, so.
I'm just talking about Ohio in general.
Oh, I keep on telling T, like, if you're going to go to Florida, make sure you go to Orlando.
Yeah.
It's because ain't nobody...
No, for everyone from Orlando ain't from Orlando.
Everybody,
They're all transplants.
Yeah, everybody you gonna meet is gonna be like, oh, I'm from Milwaukee.
Yeah,
You're not
dude, yes. When we went to the steakhouse, the woman that we were talking to was from Wisconsin.
That was a good call.
Yeah. You're not like everybody, but like especially every time you go somewhere, you like got your Cleveland gear together. They're like, oh, I'm from
Dog pound.
I'm from where that place where the iguana was thrown.
I ripped Painesville to the fullest.
Yeah, so
You hear a story about a man with a iguana? That was me.
Yeah, man, just fly into Orlando, go see some shit, and then get out of there.
and then when effed up stuff happen in Florida, it be Ohio people sometimes.
I just never want to support that state, man.
You just be supporting your kids. Maybe that would be a graduation
Think of
present.
Hogwarts, baby.
My hope is actually go to Disneyland. I want to take it out west and go.
What about Universal Studios out there too?
Yeah. So we
And you can get
Legoland.
Roscoe's.
And Legoland. Yeah, get to Roscoe's or whatever. And I liked LA when I was there. I really wish I could have stayed there longer. So that's kind of a general. I wouldn't mind going back out that way anyway.
Another Oh Flo in the books. And I didn't even it's so much juicy news. Like I didn't even use the other articles I had saved from the other day. So I had some more.
I like this game.
Like I said, I dig it. So with all due respect to my Florida heads, but you see what we go through up here too. Yeah, we got a kinky pastor wanting children to speak and cut them. I don't even know what to do with that, man.
Yeah. Kinky pastors.
That could be the name of this episode, but I was gonna say it could be a name of an album. It's Kinky Pastors.
KinkyPastors.com.
Kinky Pastors is our harmonic hip hop group. We sing together in rhyme. But I don't know, man. There you go. I gave you a show. I feel like we all hit our points. I feel good about that.
This is the most organized we've been in as a unit in quite some time.
Well, our last 3 episodes have been pretty streamlined.
Well, that's what I meant as a unit. Those were like pairings.
Okay.
And this was the squad minus the usual absentee.
Yeah. I hit him up to see if he could come through today. And he had some kind of workplace emergency, so he couldn't get out. So, but
Janitor! Dick. Oh, no. What did it say? Dick, I'm a custodian.
But we working on another Return to Boxing studio, working on some getting that lined up. It's just a lot of stuff on the menu. Just like I said, and we still I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if we're gonna do something 300 or if we're gonna do something. We got to figure out what we're gonna do for it, so that way that is also handled. But we out here. We do it every week. Ain't missed a week in years. New episodes every week, unless in general. I'm saying I gave you episode 0 once, but you hadn't heard it. Only like 3-4 people had.
If you missed the episode, you didn't know it.
I'm just saying, we've been hitting all net for going on, what you say, 6 years, right?
At least banking.
Yeah.
At least banking a shot. Did you see that it was a video where
I would say lesser men would have quit by now.
Hold on, right quick though. I know you said it. I'm sorry. I just want to point out that last night, the AC Columbus Blue Jackets put out the league-leading Tampa Bay Lightning out the playoffs in a 4-0 sweep. Just swept them fuckers out the NHL playoffs. And I think that deserves a little bit of love. Word to Columbus Blue Jackets. If you fucking with hockey, I only fuck with hockey in the playoffs. I don't watch hockey any other time. Playoff hockey is only hockey I give a good goddamn about. And only
because you sit next to AK?
No, she only just talk about her kids hockey. Only because of of like years of watching the Sharks, thinking their logo was hype. You know what I'm saying? Years of thinking Avalanche's shit was hype. I don't even think the Avalanche still play.
They still play.
Yeah, so just hype ass logos that got me into
San Jose
hockey.
Sharks. Yes.
Yeah, so that's all that was. I'm sorry, what was you about to say?
Did you guys see that video where Steph Curry was like doing his thing on the sideline?
Kevin Durant looked like he gave not one fuck.
Yeah, he was just like, oh, this fucker again. That team is going to implode soon.
Odds on Durant just done at the end of the season?
Oh, 99%.
Like, what is it? Unrestricted free agent? Or is it,
Yeah.
Okay, so he can just go wherever.
Yeah.
A. Davis, free agent?
No, he still got another year on his contract.
Okay, they just couldn't get him off. They couldn't get him traded. Who give me just a couple of unrestricteds.
Kyrie can opt out, I believe.
Oh, he's opt out. Like,
Yeah.
wow, okay.
I don't know beyond that.
Okay.
I honestly watched approximately the total running time of 3 NBA games all season, and that was like 6 games merged into that amount of time. But I was watching the standings, watching that tank job, baby, roll on.
It was all said and done. Did we do it? Were we the worst record in the league?
Second worst.
Suns?
Tied for second. We won the coin flip.
Okay. So did the Suns get us?
We tied with them. I think who was the worst? Oh, the Knicks were the worst.
Quite. All right. Okay. Good on you, Knicks. You gonna get your man rocking Skechers in New York?
So terrible.
Anyway,
Well, we need to get out of here so I can go buy these shape-ups.
for sure. That's my man Tatum 216.
Yes.
Lunchbox 2099, keeping them calves supple. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do. I'm the Taylor 713. You've just been podcast soon. I know you loved it. Peace.
Hey, what happened to you? You used to be beautiful.